Hey loves, welcome back to my channel guys. If you're new here, welcome. I am Danelis, and on this channel I like to talk about all things that make you a better person. Now, if you clicked on this video, it's likely because you want to transform your life, okay? Whether it's externally in your environment or internally within yourself, your confidence level, your self-esteem, whatever it is, you want to see yourself transform, and this is your sign. This is your sign to disappear, transform yourself, and come back the best version of yourself. It's time to glow up. The reason that I'm so heavy about disappearing and isolating yourself is because I find that the people that isolate themselves become the most successful. And this is because when you isolate yourself, this gives you the time to be able to focus on yourself without external validation. Because the truth is that sometimes the people in your life can be holding you back unintentionally because of their self-doubt, because of their fears. They will try to put fears into your plans, into your goals, because they're projecting their own fears. They don't feel comfortable doing the things that you want to do for yourself. And this is simply because they may have different priorities for themselves. They may have a different idea or a different vision of what it means to be successful, or what it means to be talented, or what it means to be smart. Like, we all have different perceptions and different ways of being, and we tend to project that onto other people. But we have to start realizing that all of us are different, and all of us have a different definition of success. All of us have a different definition of talent and skills. So when you isolate yourself from people, it gives you the time to focus on yourself and not be around these influences. You get to remove distractions and gain clarity about what it is that you want, not what it is that your family wants, not what it is that your friends want, but what you want. For me, growing up, I found myself being a people pleaser. Like, I would always want to do things for other people. I would always act accordingly to other people as long as they were happy. I would always put them first. And it was really mostly with my family, of course, because I was really like involved with my family a lot. Like, we had a lot of family events. We were always going out together. And it's like I always felt the need to please my family because I was always being criticized or compared to other people. And so I became somebody that I did not recognize. I remember graduating and going to college because I felt like I just needed to go. I felt like I needed to go because this is what my family wanted from me. And if I didn't go, I was going to be compared to this person or that person. So I went to college. But I already knew deep inside that school just was never for me. And for a long time, I felt ashamed to embrace that and talk about this, because I felt like in society and the people that I was around, like, school was so important and this was the only way that you were going to gain success. But I've learned that honestly, success looks different for everybody. Not everybody has to go to college to be successful. And so as I went to school, for medical assistant, and I had dropped out. And I remember feeling so embarrassed and so ashamed about dropping out because I already knew that my family was going to criticize me, and they sure did, and I felt like a lowlife. I felt like nothing because of the judgment that I was receiving, and it caused a lot of anxiety. It caused a lot of comparing my life to other people that may have graduated at the same time as me, and I just felt stuck. And I felt like I was only stuck because I was agreeing to other people's belief system. At the end of the day, I am not what my mom thinks of me. I am not what my teacher thinks about me. I am not what my friends think about me. I am what I think about me. And I knew that school did not define my intelligence. School did not define my success. And it took me a long time to actually stop listening to that. And it's hard, and it's all about reprogramming your mind and not limiting yourself, and not allowing other people's opinions to limit you as well. A lot of us, we seek validation from external people, but what we have to realize is it's not important what anybody else thinks. It's important what you think. It's important how you feel, what you're passionate about. Because if you're doing something to please other people, you're never gonna fully be happy. And when I was in college to be in the medical field, I was doing good. I was getting good grades. I was good at it. But just because I was good at it didn't mean that it was my passion. Didn't mean that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I was only putting myself in that position because I knew that's what people wanted for me. And when I started making different choices for myself, I started realizing that people were being more judgmental. People felt the need to say things to me. And I realized, you know what? If people are not respecting you, if people are not agreeing with the things that you do and they're judging you for it rather than supporting you and just allowing you to do things, then they do not belong in your life, because their belief systems, their opinions, what they say is only going to put you down, because that's what it was doing for me. So I realized that I had to cut off people. I had to cut off family, friends, relationships. I had to remove myself from certain environments. And I did this for my own well-being, because I knew that it was something that was going to benefit me. And doing so allowed me to reflect on myself and my strengths and my weaknesses and what I loved and what I didn't love. And I realized that there was something that I loved more than what I was doing before, and that was content creating. And even now, I know I may not be exactly where I want to be 100%, but this is something that I like to do. This is something that I'm passionate about. This is something that when I do it, I feel like I'm on a high vibration. I feel great. I feel amazing. Even if I'm just influencing one or two people, like, I love it. And I even have people now in my life that are like, oh my God, like, you're such a good listener and you give such great advice. And honestly, it makes me feel so good. You know what I'm saying? Because to think that, like, I even had family members that were doubting me and that were telling me that I was going to be nothing in life. Like, now it makes me feel good to know that I'm actually attracting people that resonate with me and actually appreciate me for what it is that I can bring to the table, which is my voice. So when you isolate yourself, this allows you to organize your own goals in your own life rather than what's expected from other people. And like I said, this is easier said than done, because a lot of us, like, we want to share, we want to talk. We want to talk about what we want for ourselves and what we have going on. But you have to remember that there are people that may not want the best for you, or there are people that may not see what you're doing as something that's successful or something that's smart, but it's smart to you and it makes sense to you. It is not anybody's job to make sense of your life. It's your job to make sense of your own life. The more that you open up your life for display, the more the people are going to drag you down, because they don't believe in you. They don't believe in you because they don't believe in themselves. Because a lot of us walk around with limitations, limiting beliefs. A lot of us walk around thinking we know the definition of success, or we know the definition of being intelligent, or we know the definition of anything, but it's like we really don't. Success can be whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you create within yourself. And the reason we do so much for other people is because we're so used to thinking that other people care so much about our lives. But at the end of the day, everyone is living for themselves. Like, they do not care about you in the way that you think you do. And so now you're dictating all of your choices, all of your decisions based off of this person or these people, because you think that, oh, they care so much. But at the end of the day, when they have the opportunity to do something that's going to make them big or successful or attract money, they're going to be happy with themselves and they're going to do what they want to do. And you're not going to matter anymore. So why sit here and try to be somebody for someone else when you can be yourself for you and love yourself unconditionally and have everything that you want? You have to stop being so open about your life and your goals and what you want for yourself and what you're planning, because most of the time when you speak on things too soon and you tell the wrong people, you're sabotaging yourself, and these things are less likely to happen than when you actually sit down with yourself and think about the things you want for yourself and organize your thoughts and really figure out if this is something for you. When you take the time to isolate yourself, this gives you the time to work on yourself. This gives you the time to work on those emotions and those feelings that you've been suppressing for over the years because of other people. A lot of us were so ashamed to face certain parts of ourselves that we suppress all the time, whether it's our sensitivity to life, whether it's our internal thoughts or little habits that we have or things that we do behind closed doors. We're so afraid to face those things and change those things because we see it as painful or not socially acceptable. People feel like it's socially unacceptable to even be sensitive and cry. Like, I know so many people that are like, oh, I don't like to cry, or I don't want to cry because I feel weak. Like, crying does not make you weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need to cry about something, if you need to let some things out, whether it's trauma from your past life or whatever it is that you went through in your life, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to speak on this because I'm so dramatic, speak on it. Own up to those feelings. Work on yourself. Let go of that trauma. Let go of that pain. Allow yourself to do so. And I feel like the only way that you're going to allow yourself to do so is if you take the time for yourself, if you take the time to take care of your emotional needs and your physical needs and your mental needs. And a lot of the times, in order to do this, you need to have your space. You need to create those boundaries. You need to start spending time with yourself, because a lot of us, we're so afraid to spend time with ourselves because we're so afraid to face those emotions. And when you can learn to spend time with yourself, you can learn to love yourself more. You can learn to build more confidence within yourself. You can learn to validate your own feelings and emotion. And this is what's going to lead you to success, because now you're so confident in yourself that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or feels. And that's why I'm saying, like, this is something that requires you to reprogram your mind. Like for me, it took me a long time. I had to read books. I had to start meditating. I had to start making choices for myself. I had to get out of the habit of asking people, oh, what should I do? Or what should I say? And I started having to figure it out all on my own. And this is why independence is so important. You need to learn how to have a sense of independence and not be so dependent on other people telling you what you should do or how you should respond or how you should react. And the truth is that when you know yourself, you'll know how to react. You'll know how to respond, because you know yourself and you know the outcome of all of your situations, because you're confident. And for me, this honestly worked so much. It changed my mindset. It allowed me to just be confident in my decisions and make the best decisions for me. I never live in regret. Like, if something doesn't go according to what I wanted, I just have that mindset of, oh, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, everything does happen for a reason. But at least I know that I put myself in the situation, and I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, I'm only in the situation because this person told me to do this, or this person led me to thinking this way. It's like, no, I put myself in this, and I'm able to get myself out. Because if you can put yourself into something, it's easy to get yourself out of it. Once I started keeping my goals to myself, once I started doing things for myself and not caring about anybody, it honestly did change my mindset. I became somebody that is just so confident all the time. I have found ways to just make life so positive and always have a positive reason as to why things happen and how it can get better. I don't find myself comparing myself to anybody anymore. Why? Because now I know what I'm passionate about, and I know what it means to be successful within myself. I know what makes me feel successful. I know what makes me feel good, what makes me feel bad. I know myself. And that's all it takes, is knowing yourself. Coming up with ways to reflect on your day, whether it's journaling, whether it's making video diaries, whether it's just talking to yourself or saying affirmations in the mirror, but at least you're letting it out and you're reflecting, because life isn't perfect. Like, you're gonna have hard days. You're gonna have moments where you feel like you need to be vulnerable. You're gonna have moments where you feel like, hey, I'm not doing my best right now, or I could be doing better. But you don't have to doubt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to uplift yourself and continue to do all the things you need to do that's necessary to transform your life. And this is when you're going to start to see the ultimate glow up within you, and it's going to change so much, and people are going to start to recognize that, right? Because like I always say, like, confidence is a magnet. Like, people are so attracted to confidence. People are so attracted to those who know what they want and who stand on what it is that they want. And even if you come across as rude or you come across as too strong, sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's necessary for you to be like, no, I don't want this. No, I don't care for this. I want to do this because this is what makes me happy. People love that. And those that do not love that or do not resonate with that, this is because these people are closed-minded, and these people are not at the point where they're able to speak up for themselves, and so they feel threatened about you being so confident and speaking up for yourself. So don't worry about people not liking you. Don't worry about people not seeing your point of view. Live life, be happy, and work on yourself. And I promise you, this is the key to your ultimate glow up, and you're going to start to see so many changes in your life, and you're going to come back being amazing, because now people look at me and they're like, damn girl, like, you have changed so much. But I respect it, and you're gonna gain that respect because you deserve it. So I hope that this video has given you some insight, and this has encouraged you to really disappear and just work on yourself and leave everybody alone, and just come back when you're ready, when you feel like, you know what, I'm where I want to be, I have my home, I have my relationship, I feel confident, because you don't have to glow up internally. You don't have to have everything, figured out. But at least like having confidence and having an idea of what you're passionate about, what you love, at least being able to speak up for yourself and not be a people pleaser, like that's the bare minimum. And these changes are amazing. And I really hope the best for you guys. I hope my advice has helped you. I love you guys so, so, so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.